Hey guys, it's Joe Madden here at the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. It is Thursday, September 22nd. I'm joined this afternoon by Kevin Thomas. We're going to be talking some NFL as well as college football. Kevin, how's the day treating you so far?
Oh, so far so good. Anytime I get nice weather and can go out, it's a great day for me. So it's a great day.
That is good to hear. I need to ask, what have you learned so far in either the college or the NFL season? Because it's been wild in both.
To expect the unexpected, and hopefully you're watching the game that you're getting the unexpected because it's been a blast. Some of these games, and I mean, look at the Jets. Who expected that? And Penn State going to Auburn. I mean, geez, these have
Yeah.
been some. These are kind of games where you start fading like the big games like Alabama, Clemson, and stuff. But man, they're all covering because they know that transfer portal, and they're going to have any kid they want to pick of coming up next year with all these conferences and stuff changing hands. So everyone wants to put on a show. They want to bring everybody in, and so yeah, I'm loving it all. All the action, all the games are pretty wild.
And many panic attacks last weekend for my bets. Some of them just totally on the wrong side. That Jets game with Joe Flacco was good to see him get that win. Do you think we'll see Joe Flacco be able to celebrate like he did? Because we know Zach Wilson will be coming back at some point.
Yeah, I don't know what they do there. I mean, Zach Wilson didn't go on a good note when he last season. He was
Mhm.
sporadic and stuff, but he is the future. I mean, they didn't draft him so high to not play him. So I think Joe Flacco knows his role. I mean, when he came to Philly, he said he came to compete for the starting role, but we all knew he was there for the paycheck. So I think he's happy with the paycheck. I think he'd be happy to take a back seat. But going against the Ravens and some of those teams, I think he likes playing because he was on that team. So
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a fun weekend in the NFL. We'll jump back to the NFL. Let's start talking some college football first. We have a Friday matchup here between Nevada and Air Force. Air Force coming in as a large favorite. Can this team cover such a big spread here, Kevin?
well, this is a Mountain West Conference game, so Nevada is going to bring everything they have, but I don't think it's going to be enough against Air Force. Now, I love all the military colleges. I love they are the most disciplined. Now, Air Force has turned the ball over 4 or 5 times already, which is not going to get a win. But against Nevada, I think this week they focus more on controlling the ball, and I think the triple option will be too much for Nevada. I mean, Nevada lost to, I don't even know if I'm going to say it right, in Satara Ward.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, geez, and they gave up 210 yards on the ground. Uh, Now that was a game before they went to Iowa, which was a big game that been travel cross country. In the Iowa game, I think Iowa would have blew them out even more, hold them to zero and putting 27 up. But they had so many the lightning and rain delays. Now, back in the Super Bowl when there was always a delay, it always seemed the momentum always seemed to change, favoring the away team because the home team has all that energy and stuff. Then they're sitting around. I think that's what happened to Iowa because I think they would have put more on that. I actually did have Iowa given 24, and they covered that, scoring 27. Uh, I think Nevada could have put on a better show, and I don't know. You got Air Force coming off a loss against Wyoming. They're 0-1 in conference that everyone predicted them to win. Between them and Boise, so I think Air Force comes out at home. Colorado is a tough place to play at. I mean, I went there, checked out that stadium, and I got a headache just going there. And I was already there a week before I visited that stadium, and I still got a headache. Tough venue to play at. Air Force is going to be highly motivated here, and I think they're going to put up at least 300 yards on the ground against Nevada, and I think they covered a spread easy. I mean, it jumped up, I think, 1.5 already. So I'd be willing to take Air Force laying the points.
Yeah, we've got a low total in this one. My question is not on the total, but do you think Nevada can get any points on the board? Because we've got a total in the 40s here. Air Force looking to cover over 23 and a half points. That means Nevada only has to get a couple touchdowns here. Do you have any hope in them getting past Air Force's defense to get those couple of touchdowns?
I think Air Force has been. I think Wyoming put the most points on them, which was 17, and I don't see Nevada doing that, especially in Colorado. So I'm gonna say no. I think maybe they might get 10 points, 10
Yeah,
to 10 to 27 or something like that. But Air Force could run it up though. But I don't know. They might get 10 points if they're lucky.
That's going to be quite the matchup, you guys. That is Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to turn back to the NFL now. I need to talk the Green Bay Packers with you. I know you're a Packers fan. I know you're a believer in Aaron Rodgers. They are going into Tampa Bay facing the Bucs on Sunday. This is a 425 game. Green Bay coming in as a 1.5-point dog on the road. Low total 41.5. What is your faith here in Aaron Rodgers? Can he start connecting with these wide receivers and get the win in Tampa, or is this Brady's game?
I have zero faith in Aaron. I have zero faith in Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady. Now, we all know these guys golf and fool around and stuff together. But I think Tom Brady, I'm not a fan, but he is a competitive guy, and he doesn't want to lose to Aaron Rodgers on the football field. He already lost to him on the golf course. I just think, no Mike Evans is huge, and that's why this total is so low. But, I mean, they still went to New Orleans, and I like the Saints getting 2.5 points in that game. Tom Brady went out there, and they beat me, and it's the defense. And that's the problem. The Packers' offense looked horrible against the Vikings, and they had a run game against the Bears, but against the Bucs, that's the Bucs' thing. They stopped the run, so Aaron Rodgers is going to have to beat them with his arm. And I didn't see enough connections against the Bears to think he can do it on the road against the Buccaneers defense. I think that under is a good bet, just because no Mike Evans and half the roster for the Buccaneers offense is hurt. I mean, I just heard they signed Cole Beasley, and they're going to try to suit him up to play in this game. And I don't like him either. He's a little slot guy, and he does really good. I can't believe the Bills didn't give him anything there, but I wouldn't bet this game. If I had to take the Packers plus 100, maybe just because I was getting the plus money and the way the line's moving, it's telling me the odds makers are wanting everybody on the Buccaneers. But just being a Packers fan, I don't have faith in the chemistry with the receivers. Now, Aaron Jones and Dylan, I saw Dylan's fantasy numbers. They're saying to sit him, that there's going to be no running room. Aaron Jones might be get points on the pass catching side of this, which they might have to use him. But looking at Vikings game, as soon as they started losing, they didn't even go to the run anymore. You got to keep these defenses honest. And I don't know. I think the Packers might be a little emotional in that Bears win, and I'm a little nervous for this game. So if I had to bet it, if someone held a gun to my head, I would take the Buccaneers just because Tom Brady's Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers.
I hear you on this. If the Bucs win this, they will be 3-0 on the season. Just quickly talking about Cole Beasley. So he did play for Buffalo before, and talking to a former player, they said he's invisible out on that field. He's able to get open. He might be a really good target for Tom Brady, and he's someone that I'm going to be looking at for some player props here. Is there anyone that you would target for any player props this coming game?
I would look to see if Julio Jones is going to play. I saw he was questionable for the game. I think Godwin is probably going to be out. That's another reason the line moved down. I'm not 100% sure. I know Lazard didn't practice today. The Packers could start Bakhtiari at offensive tackle, which would help the run game a lot. I'm not seeing the weapons. I mean, Sammy Watkins, I don't think practice. He's hurt. I didn't see a great connection with them. And I thought Randall Cobb came back to mentor and be the go-to guy. And, I mean, he was absent in the Bears game as well. I like the Christian Watson kid. I know a lot of people are on Dobbs thinking he's going to be a great guy in the NFL. I'm just not seeing it this early. Tom Brady still has Leonard Fournette. He still has, the tight end Brat, so, and I think the Bucs defense, even without Akeem Hicks, I think he's out for this game. The Packers should be able to run without him in the game, but still they get the best linebackers in the league. I think the Bucs. So it's going to be tough sledding. I think that the pass rush will tell the story. If they can hit Aaron Rodgers, Buccaneers will win easy.
Yeah, I can see that happening. We all know Tom Brady has been a money maker for us. Aaron Rodgers as well, when we look at him against the spread over the years. Do you think Tom Brady looks like himself so far this season?
No,
I agree.
not like he did last season. I mean, what do
Yeah.
you have, like 5,000 yards or whatever? Jeez.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is, these guys don't do the preseason. It takes, and it's Tom Brady, but it's also a whole new offensive line. Half his guys went to the Bengals, and oh hell, they're not doing so great. And that's another thing. Like Joe Burrow's no preseason, had surgery, had a little minor surgery, sat out. So I think like the Bengals and Burrows, that's where you want to start looking at them, because people are going to undervalue them. But this is now his start of the season. His first two games were his preseason games. Now he's going to be in the fold. I think the same thing with Tom. Even though he missed, he came in for the one preseason game, looked lights out and stuff. But Mike Evans is his go-to guy. No more Gronk. He's more of a check down guy. So if Fournette can get open, if Cole Beasley comes in and plays like he did in Buffalo, I think Tom Brady will be fine in this game. But looking the same, I think once you get Julio and him on the same page and Godwin comes back, it's going to be same old Tom. He's going to hit his spots down the field and take his check downs.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that I can't wait to watch. Kevin, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. You've got so much going on. Can you tell everyone where to find you?
Oh, you're right there on Twitter. You can hit me up with any questions you might have. Oh, the dogs are barking. I'm over at Vegas Insider. I was newly added there this year. I'm loving it there. It's tough competition everywhere. I'm on Sports Memo. Everywhere I'm at, I'm with a bunch of great cappers, and you can check out all the great deals and find a package that best suits you. And I'm actually really doing good on the props. Go over to Vegas Insider, check out all the props, because a lot of cappers do football props, and you can see like the leaderboards for all that too, and take advantage of whatever suits you best.
Yeah, Kevin, you absolutely crush it during the football season and all seasons in all of these sports. I want to thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with my viewers today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you have a great cast. You have the best panel in here. I always feel like, my gosh, I'm getting up to that standard. I love it. I mean, you just had Joy on the other day. I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to talk to Joy Taylor, but always a pleasure to talk to you too, Kevin. I want to wish you all the best in your bets tonight. Crush it in Thursday Night Football.
Thank you. You do the same.
Thank you.